Nerd Bites, welcome back. I'm Justin. Join with me, as always, is my co-host, John, All the Bottles Lambert.
What's up?
We have a gaggle of people here, so let me introduce them. We have Andrew, Father of the Year, Lambert.
Wow. Promotion. Thanks.
Well, I mean, you planned this big trip for your son, Adam, and they
and
didn't even come.
they backed out at the last second.
And then you still went.
Yeah. Still went, brought him a bottle home.
Yeah, you got him a bottle.
Fair enough.
We have Pascal CIA Gonzalez.
DEA guys, come on.
Oh,
No,
gee.
you're
Give me some
CIA.
credit.
We have John, Credit Card Roulette Cagle.
Yeah, I deserve that.
Big winner.
Winner.
And finally, Justin, Smoke If You Got Him, Cywell.
Damn right.
This is the group of guys along with John, the life of the party Smith, who was unable to join us. Us seven were able to go to Louisville this year and do like a whole bourbon tour like we've done before. So we're going to kind of talk about where we went, some pros and cons, and maybe our favorites overall, and also talk about some of the shops we stopped in. On Thursday, we were able to pop into the Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, and Four Roses, all of their stores. Didn't have any tours planned. On Friday, we hopped into Jim Beam and just checked out the store, as well as Lux Rose store. But then we went to Heaven Hill to do the You Do You tour, bottle your own, the Bardstown Thieving, and then we did a distillery tour of Willet. And finally, on Saturday, we did a rope drop at Michter's. Actually, we didn't even do a rope drop. We just went to Michter's at one point. We went to the Peerless Distillery tour again. We went to the Green River store, which is pretty new. And we also did a distillery tour of Rabbit Hole. So let's get into the tours. So the first thing on Thursday or on Friday that we did, was the Heaven Hill UDU tour. We've done this before, but let's start with you, Lambert. Tell us about kind of what we were able to taste while we were there.
So this one was a little bit different. Like you said, we did it 2 years ago, and the last time we did it, they actually went into a lot more of the history about Heaven Hill, and this time they just cut straight to, I mean, they like 5-minute intro, and then we were tasting. So we had, what did we have? We had the Bernheim wheat whiskey, we had Larceny Barrel Proof, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye. Not in that order. We did the rye, and then we did not in that order. We did it kind of in proof order, but we did the wheat whiskey, then Larceny, then the barrel proof rye, then the barrel proof bourbon.
Yeah.
To no one's surprise, you and I chose the barrel proof bourbon to bottle.
Well, so Cywell and Cagle, you both were able to do this also 2 years ago. So start with you, Cagle. What was your thoughts going in and then after we finished it?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Last time we did it, I thought it was going to be fun to go back and kind of revisit. I agree with you. I think we got quickly into the tasting, and it was pretty kind of wham bam. Thank you, sir. But I went with the Larceny mostly because I don't really have any other Larceny. What I thought was the most notable thing about the tasting overall is I think we started at like 112 or 115 proof, and then got to like 136 for the barrel proof.
Yeah.
So pretty stout stuff.
Yeah.
So Justin, you're drinking that right now.
Yes,
So you
I am
must-
actually
you must-
drinking the barrel proof bourbon as we are recording this.
So tell us really, really quickly why you're drinking it. Besides good.
Yeah, so last time we went, did we go in September? Was that the big?
Yes.
Okay. So this did
October.
not happen. Yeah, this did not happen 2 years ago, but it did happen this year, where I bottled my own bottle of barrel proof bourbon, and then it sat in the back of your car while we went on other tours. And by the time we got back to the hotel, it had popped. And now I have no idea what proof this is. The label's all smeared. And that's why I've decided to just go ahead and drink this bottle. And that's been my go-to for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, it's 136 point something.
Perfect.
Okay.
Andrew, so you'd never been there before. So what were your impressions?
Well, what? I thought they made the bottling part of it pretty idiot proof. which was very helpful for me. Um, true. I think a little bit of the history that she gave at the very, very beginning of the tasting was nice, just to kind of set the context. Family owned and the big fire back in the '90s and all of that kind of stuff. But I think for me, that was my first probably real distillery to or real tasting, I guess, experience in quite a while. I thought the lady that ran it did a great job. I actually ended up getting two bottles. I got the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof for Adam, and then I got the Larceny for myself. Having tasted both, they're both fantastic. No notes. So yeah, I think it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anything to add, Pascal?
No, I thought she was fantastic. I liked her like real laid back and the quick history and give people what they want. I mean, right into the tasting. The bottling thing was a cool thing to do. I did feel the pressure, even though it was idiot proof. I was still like, don't fuck this up because it's for Adam.
Because it's not for you. Yeah.
So I was really like, oh man. But so I felt the little bit pressure there. I did not get any of the bottles. I do enjoy Elijah Craig normally, but I think it was kind of cool, to take part and help Adam out. So that was good.
Yeah, that would be one note that I like. It was cool. Like I guess a positive on this one was that when she did the tasting, she was really trying to make it interactive, like really like probing people, like what, like these are the notes, but that doesn't mean this is what you're going to get. And then making everybody save some, add water, and then go back and try everything else and what stands out more, what stands out less. So she was really trying to make it interactive, which was not the case 2 years ago. It was a little more straightforward 2 years ago.
Well, I feel like they took some notes from my dad, who kept saying, "Hey, let's get to the tasting. I don't need all this information.
I don't care. Let's just get to the booze.
Just give him the credit to say, hey, you changed their approach.
They definitely took his advice. So, also was able to get the Elijah Craig. I guess it's 125. Those little grenades, which was pretty
Mhm.
cool. They don't do like those drops anymore, so now it's just kind of they just put stuff out. And Lambert and I rushed right in there, and they had a handful of them left, and we were able to get one, which is kind of cool.
Have you opened that yet?
No.
Okay, me neither.
I was going to ask the same question. I've got one over on the shelf, but not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Finish the other one first, then we'll pop into that guy. So then we did the Bardstown thieving, and this was something that I was pretty excited about because I just thought it was something different than what a lot of the other, tours and things offer. So let's start with Pascal first. So have you ever thieved a barrel before?
No, that was really cool. This would have been one of my favorites until the Unfortunate came out, and I was like really pissed.
Hold on, what do you mean?
Like, hey, this is the one. Are we talking about this is the one where they took us back and said, hey, like when I tasted the Unfortunate, the one that you couldn't actually get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what do you mean? Like you just made us taste the best one. At least in my book, I was like, wow, this is really good. And he's like, well, it's called Unfortunate because unfortunately you can't give it to you. Like, asshole.
And this is like the last barrel of the batch.
But it was a really cool tour. Like I loved it. I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, you're nodding your head. So like tell us a little
Yeah,
about
I thought the guy did a really good job. Even just kind of some of the personal anecdotes about him having been like a car salesman before he did this, and the whole deal where they get a barrel at 5 years or something like that as like their 5-year bonus is pretty cool. So, and yeah, I agree with Pascal. The one that he named Unfortunate, because unfortunately it's not available, was the best one of the lot for sure, like by far.
Yeah. So Cywell, I think you're kind of you say often you're a bourbon flavored bourbon guy, or whiskey flavored whiskey, whatever. Do you feel like, tell us a little bit about like the decor and just the vibe of this place, because it's definitely a little bit different than like traditional distillery.
Okay, so this was probably the most mindfuck one that we went to, because 2 years ago we went to the Bardstown store in downtown Louisville, and I was not a fan because I felt like I didn't belong there because it was too fancy. Everything's fucking backlit and really ornate, and I'm like, they don't want me in here. I don't
want to break shit.
It felt like a museum. It felt like a museum.
Felt like a museum, and I don't belong in an environment like that. But seeing the actual, like, where seeing the actual facility was very different. I mean, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and it's very on brand for Bardstown. But I did really like the guy. I thought the guy was not as hoity-toity as I kind of read my original impact of Bardstown from 2 years ago. I thought this guy was really like,
Yeah.
just we make bourbon, man. Like this is good stuff. And like I'm gonna echo Pascal and Lambert that I really did not like that I tasted this awesome bourbon and it was called Unfortunate and that I can't buy it because I wanted to buy it. And I have not bought anything from Bardstown and I wanted to buy that.
Yeah. Well, John, let me say John Lambert, that we're used to this, right? We've done these before and we know they're gonna dangle the best thing out there and then be like, sorry, it's a allocated, limited release, whatever. So that didn't surprise you, right?
No, no. I generally, but I did like, because going back to Heaven Hill, like that was something that I think that was something that she said, where it's like you're trying something, but you're going to be able to buy it, or I can't remember. No,
No, it was later. It was
a
it
later
was
tour
later.
where it's like we wouldn't let you try. No, I think it was Peerless. It was like we're not going to let you try anything that you can't buy, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
that was Peerless.
appreciate that.
Yeah, they got
Don't
you.
let me. Here's this great unicorn bottle. Yeah, but this is just the taste of it. You're never gonna find this on the shelf. So good luck. But
Yeah.
yeah, you get used to that kind of thing. But we did find something there that we all enjoyed.
Well, I've saved the Kegel for the last to talk about it because he's already polished off a good chunk of that bottle. So tell us about what a lot of us purchased.
Pascal's
Let's be
bottle.
honest. Let's be honest. It's my bottle.
I mean, we all kid, but in truth, it is not your bottle, Pascal. Your bottle has only been slightly dented, where mine has been significantly dented. So we have, I think I love the tasting, I love the Barrel Thief, but we were fortunately there on a day that we're releasing something kind of unique, which is a whiskey that had been aged in rum barrels with pineapple in it. So we all tried it, we all liked it. Probably a couple drinks in already, and everybody was kind of smitten by it. I think Andrew, what was it, $115 for a bottle, something like that?
That much? I don't think it was that much.
I don't think it was that much.
Either way, it's a premium price point for a bottle, but liked it a lot. We had a tasting at the bar, compliments of Mr. Hildebrand, and then I think most people bought one, or everybody bought one.
Yeah, I thought about not buying one, and I actually at the last second I went back and bought one.
And got one. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice. It's a little sweet. It's definitely got the rum flavor to it, a little like hint of pineapple on the back end. But had some people over here, and everybody tasted it, and I think the verdict was very nice. One drink probably before or after dinner, max, kind of a whiskey though.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the tasting was, they were having us guess like what was the blend on this whiskey, and Lambert says confidently, well, it's not like a 95.5 rye.
Didn't taste like one.
95.5 rye.
Didn't taste like one at all. It was crazy.
He's like, what you said, sir.
Definitely not that.
Yeah.
No. Didn't have a lot of that rye kick to it.
No, it didn't. It was really smooth.
I was also excited because I was able to get one of those Glencairns, but it was all in black glass, which was, I think, pretty sharp.
Yep, got one of those too.
That's pretty sweet. I got one of those too.
Yeah.
But it's dangerous because you don't know how much you're pouring into one of those. So be careful.
I think that was stated multiple times throughout the weekend.
Yes. I have no
It's so
like,
dangerous.
I poured way too much in here because I don't have any depth perception.
So the last tour we did that day was Willett, and the reason why we did this one is that we had been to the property a couple years ago, and everyone pretty much unanimously said like we should try and get a tour here. And luckily we were able to get in there, so it was a really cool property. Andrew, why don't you start us off and tell us a little bit about like what you thought about just the tour, just kind of like Willett in general.
Yeah, so I think the tour itself was really good. I think that was on that day anyway. It was probably the most wide-ranging. So we went from, all the way through the distillery process into the rick house and so forth. And so I think, and along the way, like there were kind of little tastings as you went. So it wasn't, you'd have a taste, walk around, have a taste, walk around. And I thought that one was really good for that reason. I admittedly, by the end of the tour, I was pretty well bourboned out and really tired. So the last, I think, the last couple of tastings were lost on me until we got to the final one, the birthday bourbon, and of course that one was the most delicious, and also the one that wouldn't be available for purchase in any way, shape, or form. So
Yeah, that Willet, the black bottle.
the black bottle one, yeah, which was fantastic, but yeah, not ready for purchase.
Lambert, you've had Willet before. We have bottles of Willet. So what did you think about this?
Well, I mean, I echo Andrew's point. Like towards the end, I was toast, and I was kind of done. Didn't really want to drink anymore towards the end, and then they pulled out the other one. I'm like, okay, I'll try that. Yeah, sure, because I've had that one before. Um, I guess it's always surprising how much they make. Because like really the only like when you see Willet, you think like the Willet family estate rye that's on the shelf, that the 4-year rye that's on the shelf everywhere. You think now the 4-year bourbon, and then the purple tops that you can never find anywhere that go for anywhere between $300 and $600 a bottle, just because it's the Willet family estate, 12-year or whatever. You forget about all the other things that they make. So it was kind of a nice reminder that wow, they actually do make a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Pascal, what did you think? I mean, you've never been there before, right?
No. All this is new to me. I won't say it was my favorite tour, but it was definitely the most informative. I thought it was cool because it was the most informative one. Like I learned most probably at the Willet, and the grounds are absolutely gorgeous. Like
Yeah,
I love the grounds at Willet. Yeah, that was my biggest impression. Like everywhere we went from place to place, I was like, this is absolutely beautiful. It wasn't like too industrial, like you're in the middle of town, or it wasn't like the wham bam thank you ma'am like you guys said at the Heaven Hill or whatever. It was like appreciate your surroundings, and then most informative. So I thought that part was cool. Yeah.
Pascal, if you like that, when we go back, if you're coming with us, we'll have to go to Makers.
Mhm.
They had some great, it was beautiful there.
Which is always my go-to.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yes, please.
beautiful grounds.
Please.
Yep.
Yes, please. I love Makers.
Well, so Kegel and Justin, you'd both had said to me, whether you remember or not, like we should come back to this place because it's pretty cool looking. So Kegel, what were your impressions going through?
I love the tour at Willet. It's not like I don't own any of it. I don't normally drink any of it. I think Lambert kind of made a good point. It's either basic or it's very expensive. But I like the tour a lot. I love the pot still. I love how much time they talked about like the care and the craft that they put into it. It's a beautiful place. It's definitely not one of the biggest distilleries out there. So I really enjoyed the tour. I didn't buy anything. I probably won't buy anything if we do it again, but I liked it.
Justin, you bought something. What'd you get?
I just got a basic, their basic bottle, like nothing fancy. But when we were there 2 years ago, I was like, this is absolutely gorgeous. I've always enjoyed Willet. Willet was one of the first bourbons I ever drank. So even though it's basic, it was kind of my introduction to this whole world. So I guess I have a loyalty to it. But then seeing the grounds 2 years ago, I was like, well, I really want to come back and do a tour here. I loved the tour because up until that point, that was our first actual tour, right? Let's see a distillery and let's go through the process. And I enjoy that kind of stuff. So I really liked that. I think the strike against it was no fault of Willet. It was just that it was at the end of the day and it was really friggin' hot by the time we got there.
Yeah.
So I understand why some people were kind of over it. And I was tired, but I was also like, no, I could keep going because I was a passenger princess this year. So I was like, whatever, fuck it.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
Just keep going.
Pour me some more. Who cares?
Yeah. So touch of a first world problem. I got annoyed having to carry my little cup around for all the days.
Don't drop it.
Everybody get in line for a little pour of this,
Don't drop it.
Yeah.
But I did like that they were kind of like,
the
hey,
first world problems.
you have choices on what you're gonna like. We've got this. We'll talk about it. We got this. You can pick which one you want to taste. And that was.
Yeah, it was kind of the first experience that I've had that not only gave you drinks as you went, but also gave you the power of choice, right? So it was like, here we've got 2 or 3 different ones, or 1 or 2, whatever. You pick the one you think you'll like the most, and we're going to keep going. And the cool thing about that is I thought at least we got to see all the different things they make, whereas opposed to most of the tours, you basically get to try their 4 flagship things, and that's kind of it, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me of if you guys did like progressive parties back in college, where you'd go to one place and hang out for a little while, then you move to another place and drink something different and hang out for a while. That's what it reminded me of. But I agree, the choice aspect seemed new. I don't remember that happening at all 2 years ago, and then
No.
it happened twice this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
spoil anything later, but it happened twice. So I was like, maybe that's the new kind of gimmick in the area. I don't know.
I mean, the
It
only
must be.
thing that it was missing from a progressive was the upside down margaritas, but
Yeah, right.
That we did that after the fact. After we took naps, then it wasn't upside down margaritas. It was espresso martinis. That was
And some of us didn't take naps.
I didn't take a nap. I just kept drinking.
I slept for 2.5 hours.
I slept for probably 10 minutes, and then there was a
I woke
knock
up
on
like,
my
what the
door.
fuck time is it? Where are Pascal's like, you've been snoring for 2 hours.
Yes, yeah, dude. You didn't just doze off. You're out.
you went to sleep.
I
Well,
had a great
before we
night
move,
after that, though. I felt really good.
yeah, I bet you did. Before we move on, because the next morning we got up and headed to Louisville, but I do want to mention we stayed at this pretty awesome hotel called the Trail Hotel. And Lambert, why don't you talk about it since you got us the rooms there?
So it was something that I can't remember how I heard about it, whether it was probably social media or something like that. Big Brother's watching and listening at all times. But it's relatively new. Actually, I think it's only like a year old. It's in Bardstown. It's actually we learned it's on the site of like an old historic Holiday Inn, and instead of bulldozing it, they just renovated this old Holiday Inn, and it's catered to people that are there for the trail. It's got an old I think it was a column still like right in the lobby. They have a nice bar. They have a resort style pool with a 20-person hot tub that none of us got in. They had a speakeasy that you had to find the door, which was really cool. And it was actually really cool. They got really good. They made really good drinks. We went there the first night we were there, and then it was just very laid back. And like I think probably the part that I like the most is that both nights, like they have an outdoor area with fire pits and seats, and we would just bring bottles and glasses and hang out and drink our own stuff and just chill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whether that was okay or not, that's what we did, and nobody had a problem with it. So I just enjoyed it. It was just a great atmosphere for what we were there for. Like they know their clientele and they cater to their clientele.
John, don't forget the oxygen bar, the IV.
Yes, which next time we'll have to book it.
The IV bar.
The IV therapy, the
really needed
oxygen
that.
bar, the sauna.
Yeah. All of
So
you hangover
yes,
right on site.
all things for recovery, but book the IV bar well in advance. Had we known that, I think they had all sorts of stuff there, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, they know their audience for sure. I kind of liked about it. It's pretty relaxed, pretty chill, but it was also very much like a what happens at the Trail Hotel stays at the Trail Hotel kind of place. I think there were a lot of people that were overindulging and having a great time, but
Right.
but also adults, probably like
Right.
respectable people otherwise.
And great bartenders.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew,
Yeah.
Andrew, you showed that bartender. Sure. Hey, can you make this?
Make it.
Yeah, I can make that.
Yeah.
And then you had like
And it was
3 of them that
delicious.
night.
Quite good. She was
So-
ready by the end of the night.
Would highly recommend. I think in 2 years when we go back, we will be staying there again for sure.
Just be careful who you
Because
bring
that's right
back
up
to
our
your
alley.
fire pit, right?
What's up?
Just be careful who you bring back to your fire pit.
Yeah.
Right.
Or be careful whose fire pit you end up sitting at, Pascal.
You guys kicked me out.
You drug
didn't
your
kick you
chair
out.
away like you were.
I dug my chair away in shame to make a point, but you
looked
guys
like
kicked me
somebody
out.
kicked your puppy.
Yeah, you guys were like, yeah, yeah, Pascal, you can go over there. I'm like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys, I'm taking my chair with me.
Yeah, pretty.
That was a very trustworthy DEA agent, apparently.
Apparently.
Get us
Apparently.
back on track, Hildebrand.
You got the look, Pascal. So again, the next day we got up and we headed up to Louisville, and we didn't check into our hotel yet. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but we pretty much went straight to Peerless again and did the distillery tour. So I think that we all kind of agree has been one of our favorites. Those of us who have been there in the past, that's been a one we really enjoyed. So let's hear from maybe the guys who never, or really Pascal, you're the only one who'd never been before. So
Andrew.
I never.
oh yeah, Andrew, that's right. So let's start with Andrew. Like, what were your overall, thoughts about the Peerless experience?
Yeah, I mean, not to spoil the sort of overall thought section, but that was my favorite tour by far. I thought the guy that ran it was really good. The history of it, the kind of stories he told along the way, the fact and the fact that they do the whole operation is basically in one building, right? From distill all the way through. Like there's a rick house on site, the whole nine. Like, I just thought it was awesome, and it really is like a pretty small operation for what they put out, and quality wise, I think that was probably the only tasting at a tour where people were sort of dropping f bombs at how good the bourbon was, like during the tasting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that one was fantastic.
What do you think, Pascal?
Dude, that had it all. Like that was by far my favorite tour, my favorite store, my favorite distillery.
Wow.
It blew my mind. I mean, like, we were sitting next to a living Forrest Gump, right? Like he's like, yeah, I was my roommates for the Allman Brothers. Like, what?
Shout out to Corky.
Yeah, Corky. I got the Allman Brothers, and then the George Patton pistol story, and then the fact that it was like the only knock I had about that is like the guy kept talking about how small the distillery was. Like we get it, like if you stop talking about it, I would think it was cooler actually. Um,
Yeah,
dude,
but for
like
how small
we
they
got
are, they got distribution everywhere. They
dude,
just put out small batches.
Yeah,
we got the signed barrel top, we got the
And
like again, like Andrew talked about at the tasting, we were all like, okay, we're kind of like everybody's burnt out, right? We're all like,
at
I don't
that
know if I
point
can
in
do it
time, we're all
anymore.
hung over.
And then we start tasting, and you hear the holy
holy
shit,
shit.
like the you hear the people like take a string of the. It's not like
Right.
oh, this is pretty good. It was like holy shit. How much is this bottle? I want that. Like it was like you got the fireworks going on. I
Mhm.
thought, man, that the tour guide could have been better. Like I said, if he just kind of toned down the whole like small penis thing. We were I loved I loved that tour and the bur and I bought a bottle and I'm sure it's gonna be good once I rescue it from the clutches of Kegel and it
I was
was it
just
was
checking to see
fantastic.
how much was left back there.
No, dude, just leave me a shot at least. I loved that tour. I can't say enough about that. I loved it. Everything about it.
Justin, you were nodding your head emphatically. So why don't you jump in about revisiting Peerless?
Love Peerless. It was agreed. It was probably my favorite tour. I don't know that it was necessarily the most interesting tour, only because I've seen it before. Um, but it was a good tour. Where I was nodding emphatically was I gotta be honest. I thought the tour guide started off great. Really enjoyed him. By the end, I was like, please shut up. Um, because and Pascal put it beautifully. I'm like, stop complaining about your small penis. Like I get that this is a smaller operation. That's part of why I like it, but now you're kind of like making this whole David and Goliath kind of thing, and I'm like, stop. Like Buffalo
I
Trace is a
already
good
think you're
product.
cool.
You have a
Yeah,
good
I think you're
product.
cool.
Like,
Stop talking.
yeah,
Yeah.
just stop talking about it. So yeah,
Yeah,
this Corky was delightful, and I'm glad that the tour started with Corky getting to tell us some repeat stories, Allman Brothers, but also some new stories. And he omitted the whole thing about Al Gore this time, and I was like, okay, yeah. Um, so I'm like, okay, this guy is like he's sharing stories. I also love that when we were walking up, I was like, who is this asshole parked in on the sidewalk? And then it's
Yeah,
Corky
he
getting
cut
out
us
of his
off.
car.
He cut us off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he pulled up onto the sidewalk in front of us while we were walking, and then
Literally cut us
we
off
got
while
out
we
a
were walking.
shotgun of this Volvo X90 or BMW something.
BMW
And
7, I believe.
he's like, "Yo, I'm going in for a tour." I was like, "Oh shit, that's the owner."
That's
Yeah.
Corky. Yeah.
Pascal's like, "What?"
Yeah, no, I behaved myself. I didn't, but I was kind of pissed that he cut us off while we were walking. This is kind of funny. No, hey, I don't mean to hijack. I know, Justin, it was your time to speak, but as a drummer, like you have no idea. Like I have drummed. Like when he talked about his roommates for the Allman Brothers, like I love the Allman Brothers. So like I like jammed to the Allman Brothers. I've done cover songs for the Allman Brothers. And so like when he said he was the roommate of the Allman Brothers in prep school, I was like, my mind was absolutely blown. I was like, this is the living Forrest Gump. I'm sorry, yeah, that it's I was geeking out. So yeah, by far my favorite. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead, your turn.
that's great. Kegel, you held the record last year for buying the most bottles.
Oh, well, I was grateful this year because I had to leave a little early and go and pick up my son from a family summer visit, which got me out of spending $400 at Peerless like I did last year because I overindulged at the tasting. Remember we did this September is 2 years ago. There were like four tastings, and they broke out three more bottles. And you guys want to try these too? Like, of course we do. And I think it was the second or third one of the day. And by the time we finished with that, I pretty much bought everything they had to offer.
Yeah,
And
you
got
bought a lot.
Corky
That
signed
tasting
them.
that tasting was good. That guy was there. He
Yeah, he
was
was
working behind
incredible.
our tour guide from 2 years ago was working
Well,
behind the
and I
counter. I'm
bought
like,
so
that
much
guy
of it,
was
I still
awesome.
have a lot from that trip. So I didn't buy anything at Peerless this time, but I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Corky. And I heard a news story outside when he stopped us walking in because honestly, I think what was interesting about it is genuinely interested in where we came from and what we do and what brought us there and kind of what got us all together, how we knew each other. And he's like, well, what do you do for a living? I said, I work at Home Depot. He worked in the financial services. He owned a financial services company that did work with Home Depot in 1985 when we were really struggling as a company. So I thought it was really interesting to hear his perspective on. So he worked with our founders and kind of helped bring Home Depot back from the brink of, like kind of in this expansion death spiral.
Hmm.
And it's kind of interesting to hear. It's like he's a very thoughtful guy. He cares a lot about people. He cares a lot about what he does. He's doing it the right way, I think. And you can say a lot of really positive things about Peerless, but I spent $0 there this year, which still makes it the most money I've ever spent on bourbon.
And you
And
still have
we
a
know,
bottle. You do have a bottle of it in your possession.
It's full. It's right here. Do you want me to go? I'll prove it. I'll get it.
well, we know the Pawn Star guy is trying to buy the gun given to him.
Patent
Well,
1911.
no,
For
hey,
Pat.
that's another thing though. When I went back for my barrel top for him to sign it, he like we started talking about that, and I'm like, well, aside from Pawn Stars, like there's people in France that would pay millions. He's like, yeah, actually, there, and he told us about this guy who offered him $12.1 million. This French guy, because George Patton in Paris,
Sold.
France, is a
Yeah.
legend, and he's like, absolutely fucking not. Like
Yeah.
that, take away all the stories he's got, the Allman Brothers and everything else, like. The dude just, without a thought, turned down $12.1 million offer from a French dude that's trying to collect his gun from George Patton. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Absolutely.
So the last place we went to from a tour perspective was Rabbit Hole, and I want to start with my co-host, Mr. John Lambert here, to talk about Rabbit Hole. I hyped it up a lot to live up to the hype of everything I talked about. I know I'd mentioned it a lot.
I think so. So I will did the spoiler. Um, for Rabbit Hole, that was another tour where you drank as you went, which again, I appreciate that. I appreciate trying a little bit and then also the choice
Mhm.
of he would kind of talk about like he kind of walk through their process. Everybody has the same process, but then Rabbit Hole does some interesting things with finishes. So he talk about that, and then you'd have an option between one or the other. Andrew and I partnered up, so I would get one, he would get the other, so we'd be able to try both. And I think most of us had that kind of arrangement where we were able to try both. Tour guide was great, very dry humor, which kind
Yeah.
of is up all of our alleys. Um, no, I think it did. I think it did live up to the hype, and certainly afterwards the bar. I
Yeah.
think, going up top, going to the bar, having some drinks over there, heckling each other from across the bar, was also good. But no, yeah, I think I had never tried any Rabbit Hole in my life. Knew what it was, knew what the bottles looked like, but had just never tried any. And it was like there were some that were really good,
Yep.
but some of those bottles were really expensive,
Really
and I
expensive.
just couldn't do it.
I feel like the tour guide, you and him would be like fast friends.
Oh, I wanted to hang out with him. I really liked him. His dry wit is perfect. When he first started talking, I was like, oh my God, I have to listen to this guy for the next hour. And by about 5 minutes in, I'm like, I love this guy. I want to listen to him narrate every tour we go through. Um, yeah, great tour. I also, one thing I'm going to give Rabbit Hill and specifically our tour guide. I appreciated the transparency because when we walked in, it was kind of obvious that nothing was actually happening. And I appreciated that he was transparent about like, well, bourbon's in a slump right now and it'll come back, but right now it's in a slump. So we've kind of ceased production for a little while. Um, no one else had talked about that, but if you read the news, if you read, like that's very much a thing that's happening in the industry. And I liked that Rabbit Hill was the only one that spoke to it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Jim Beam shut down an entire distillery for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pascal, what did you think about that tour? I know at that point you were kind of like, I think you looked like you were tasted out.
dude, like you nailed it. So stop me if I get too long-winded. Best tour guide by far. So I'll start with that. Great guy. Justin, because I know in 2 years when we come back, and I sign me up. I would put this on day one. I would put this at the end of day one if you could like nail it. First of all, the Cuban restaurant. Sorry, I gotta get kudos. I know that's not part of the. I know that's not part of the script, but that Cuban restaurant, dude, like we have to go back there. Amazing, the presentation, the music, the ambiance, the food, everything about that restaurant was fire. So let's go back.
We need to go back, and we need to go back so we can take our time.
Yes,
dude, can we do?
Let's not rush through it that next time. Yep.
Can we do a podcast about that restaurant? Because that was amazing. Anyway,
and I couldn't pronounce it, Pascal. I won't be able to again right now, but it's La Bodeguita de Mima.
I don't know. Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Can you say that out loud, Pascal?
What?
La de Mima.
La bodega de mi mamá.
Thank you.
La bodega de mi mamá.
That's it.
Yeah, it's the bodega of my mom's bodega. It's anyway. Beautiful. So let's go back there. But I would say put this tour on at the end of day one. One, completely burnt out. You nailed it, Justin. Like by the end, I was asking you like, can we share just so I can give you mine? I wasn't saying like, can we actually share? I didn't want any more bourbon. I was done. Loved like Justin said. Love the transparency at the end of it. It was kind of like awe-inspiring that they showed us like an empty room, like nothing's going on here. There's a reason for that. Cool. The tour guide was amazing. I was bourboned out, so I didn't really get to appreciate much of it. I didn't buy anything out of this place. But I think it has a place in our tour on day one. I thought like, the prices by then I was like, I already got my bottles. I don't think I'm going to buy anything here, but the tour was pretty cool. It's very modern, very innovative. So I would certainly not take it out. Like I would put it on day one. All of the rabbit hole tour, restaurant, everything that day one. If we can, reverse engineer it. But I loved it. Not my favorite tour, definitely my favorite tour guide. And the bar was cool.
Well, so I wanted to end with Andrew to maybe talk about, the whole experience, but also just the bar, because you and I sat together for a little bit. And eventually we were able to come join our friends. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, well, just to kind of echo everybody about the tour was great. The tour guide, I think I told a couple of you guys, 100% could have been a character in King of the Hill. With the accent, his head was a little bit too big for his body. Like he fit
very cool.
right in the show. And then wrapping up at the bar, like very cool bar, kind of rooftop vibe. Justin and I sat kind of on the other end from you guys, and we were watching the bartender, basically build half a dozen drinks at a time, all at the same time. And it was a really cool show to watch him.
He looked like he was in high school.
Yeah.
He did. Like, he looked like a kid, but he was killing it at the bar. The drinks that they made were fantastic. Overall, I think Rabbit Hill was a great tour. fantastic tour guide. I didn't buy anything either. My bourbon budget was pretty well blown by the time we got there. And they're, and to be fair, like their bourbons are excellent. They're also very proud of them. So the price point's pretty high as far as that goes. I think the last thing, John, we all sort of learned our lesson from Willet, where we paired off, and one person would get one thing, and the other person got the other. We could kind of taste both. But yeah, I thought it was a great tour.
Yeah, totally agree. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it because I spoke very highly of Rabbit Hole, and I'm glad that you got to experience it. And yes, we'll flip around the order next time, so maybe we can enjoy it more. We're not so bourboned out, as Pascal said. Then we got to stay at a really cool place, Kegel, and you haven't spoken in a while because you dipped out for a little bit to get your son, but we got to stay at Hotel Distill. Tell us about that.
Hey, look, I was a little disappointed to miss out on Rabbit Hole for sure. Distill, like right there on Whiskey Row, kind of in the middle of everything, which is nice next to the KFC Yum Center. But nice hotel overall. It's a Marriott property, which is important to me as a loyal Marriott Gold member.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, I think there was a mix up with the way the rooms were booked or reservations. Like they only had 3 rooms on the floor. And so, we checked in and I was like, hey, this is a problem. We've got all these people. No worries. We'll just give you one extra room for free, and you guys figure it out, split it up the only way you see fit. So I think great service overall. Thought it was a nice hotel. Snug rooms, but downtown Louisville. Really nice steakhouse on the lobby floor. Also completely booked up in advance. So like the IB bar, probably if we want to do that again, they do that in advance. And one thing that was interesting is they have a free cocktail, a free old fashioned in the lobby. It's like celebrating Prohibition for everybody. They give you a little token when you come in. If you're in the lobby at that time, they walk around, they hand out a drink, they talk a little bit about Prohibition and what that meant for the industry and for the country. And I thought that was really interesting.
At 7:33 exactly.
Exactly 7:33 p.m. Yes.
Yeah, it was a cool place. We honestly, the places we stayed at were awesome this trip for sure. So just for time purposes, we did check out 7 other places, and I mentioned them earlier. But what I'd like to do now, if you guys will humor me, is I'm just gonna go through each store, and if you want to say something about it, raise your hand because we're on Zoom. Or maybe just don't even raise your hand. Just hop in.
Just say something.
Just say something, right? So stop 1 on the way from where we were coming from, whether it was all of our homes. Buffalo Trace.
I was upset they didn't have Weller Antique. That was the only bottle I wanted from there. They had it for like the week before that, and they didn't have it. But I still ended up getting the Single Oak Project, which was pretty good too. And another SAS Full Proof because that's a solid pour. And we got a free tasting.
And we got a free tasting at the beginning. That was probably my favorite store. I think just the breadth of stuff that they carry is just blows my mind every time. And I thought that was great.
Bourbon lemonade is better than I thought it would be. It was actually
I got to try that. Yeah, I still have a 4-pack I got to open up.
I did not like that.
I liked it a lot. I did not buy it, but I liked it. And then I came back home and made bourbon and lemonade myself, which is actually much better. Just get like a bottle of 4 Roses and lemonade. It was delicious.
And the pro tip of don't stop for lunch, just eat at Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
It was a brand new restaurant type,
brand new cafe, quick. Cafe, it was good.
Yep.
Got 2 bottles of one of my go-tos, the EHR small batch. I bought one, Pascal bought one. They're both here. They're both mine. Not one of them is Pascal's. So I'm stocked up and ready to roll.
There you go.
Love it. I can't wait to get back in town.
On to Wild Turkey from there. And I'll just share my piece. I was glad their Wi-Fi was working this time.
Yeah, kind of like the store was pretty just small. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything. Got a distillery only pick. Andrew got I think you got a cool picture, and we noticed some like table and chairs like out on like a bridge.
Andrew and I were both fascinated by that.
Yeah.
But just we were in and out, so like there was
right. That was the quickest stop, I think. Four Roses was where we went to next. First of all, I want to say it's really cool that we got our favorite recipe. They had a distillery select
Yeah, I like the fact that it had all of them. So all 10 recipes, all barrel strength, and you could just pick whichever one you liked and get that one. So I was happy to get that. Got some sugar, got Matt a bow tie, Andrew.
Oh yeah, I have that here.
Like a wooden, yeah,
Bow
Awesome.
tie for our
got
brother.
him a bow tie. So yeah,
Well,
cool
yeah,
shop.
and
Very
Andrew bought all those little yeah, John, we'll talk about that inside. Andrew bought all those little
yeah.
different flavored sugar
Well, I
cubes.
got the little sugar cocktail mix thingies. I haven't tried anything yet, but yeah, I did get those.
John got them too. So I don't know if he's tried them yet either, but he got the same thing. And then yeah, and then we got glasses. So because I adopted Hildebrand's tradition of getting a glass everywhere we go, but they didn't have traditional like Glencairns. They had like little minis, but like the normal size is this little kind of like high fluting little fluty thing. So this is what I've been drinking out of for the last week or so.
Fancy.
It's fancy glass, but it's just not like all the other Glencairns that you would get from literally every other distillery. They just got to be different.
It's
Isn't
not
that
like
the
those
thing
other
that
girls.
like the gallon-sized rocks glass?
Oh, that was cool too. A lot of crystal in that store.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty inexpensive too, as far as crystal goes.
Correct. Yeah.
Jim Beam, we got up and went there in the morning, and I know everyone wants to jump in, but I want Cywell to share real quick what he's got. It's kind of behind his right shoulder.
So I'm a fucking sucker for gimmicks, I guess.
Bowling
So
pin.
yeah, they have the Beams pen bottle, which I did learn from the guy, and this part I really did find fascinating was that this dates back decades, that they've done this for a long time where they have a special release that they put into a pen bottle. And it looks like a bowling pinball and it's really pretty and looks great on a shelf. And I saw it on the shelf and was like, I kind of want that. And as I'm buying it, like the guy is literally telling, I think he was telling you, Pascal, like, I think he was telling you, like, yeah, don't drink it. It looks great on a shelf. It's not all that great. And I'm like, he's like scanning it. And I'm like, oh man, I'm wasting money on this if it's not any good. And then like the scanner stops working and he's like, oh, I'm going to have to like restart this computer and like, I'll move you over to the other one. I was like, I have all of these chances to not buy this. And I still was like, no, I fucking want it. And then after I paid for it, he starts telling me, like, come back next year. We're going to have the same bottle, but in white. And I'm like, that does sound kind of cool. I kind of want to go back and get that.
Not even next year, literally next month.
Yeah, or it was it next month? I couldn't remember, but like kind of fuck. Yeah, I kind of want that. And I'm like, go fuck myself. I don't, whatever. Anyway.
Well done. Yeah, it's like Dave Chappelle. Gotcha, bitch. Got Oprah pregnant.
Well, the cool thing about Jim Beam, I do think, is that they always have a lot of stuff. Anything they like, they have special
They had
releases.
a ton.
They got,
They had a
I'm saying
ton.
90% of the stuff they sell are on the shelves at all times.
Yeah.
Which is
They had the lineage. They had the lineage batch too on the shelf.
Yeah. We made a real quick stop in the Lux Row. Maybe not a ton to talk about, but I will say that the flowers were incredible. Like the decor on the outside, I was very impressed by that.
A lot of variety there too. You know, you don't realize like, and some of it was partnership, but there was a lot of stuff on there. The Cywell, we did the review of the 12-year, and they had that on, and Cywell gave that the bourbon flavored bourbon review. Andrew and I picked up a couple bottles there.
Yep.
I think John did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then on the last day, we went to Michter's, which we were going to do a rope drop, but it was not open because it was Saturday. Didn't open until
we were going to do the rope drop before we left on Sunday, but then they didn't open until 1 on Sunday. So we went after Peerless. We just stopped by. Yep.
But they had the release that we would probably have gotten regardless, right? And you and I both bought one.
Yes, I cursed myself and I cursed Michter's, be like, damn you. But they had the 10-year rye. They had one spot available again, because it happened 2 years ago. They had one spot available for the bottle of your own. Nobody took it. Yeah. And I think me, you, and Andrew each got a 10-year rye.
You got one too.
Oh, you got one too, Andrew?
Andrew got one too. Yep.
Also. Yep.
I did road drop at Michter's in March when I did this with another friend, and we didn't record a podcast about it, but I did get the 10-year rye then. So it's been it's been out for like they've dropped it a couple times this year at least.
Have you opened it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna jump in and because I erased the tape after Peerless. No, sorry, after Rabbit Hole. But back to Jim Beam, I got the Dark Rye, was
Oh, yeah.
amazing. The one I had in Vegas, I got a bottle of it waiting for me, hopefully at Cable's house in Atlanta.
Untouched. All of your whiskey is untouched, I promise you.
Dude, I love you, but like
It is.
Love you, but I don't trust you.
I do love you, but
I have
but
far
my guess
more
is,
whiskey than I can drink here. I'm not opening yours.
but no, I wanted to jump in because like a conversation ago you guys went on, but Jim Beam, the Dark Rye, amazing. I can't wait to make an old fashioned out of that.
I'm excited to open the OGD single barrel from Jim Beam.
Yeah, me
Excited
too.
about that.
Yes.
Pascal, we will make you some fresh simple syrup, like from scratch with the sugar you like. We'll be ready to rock when you get here. Okay.
Hell yeah, man! I'm coming in on Friday.
Of this week.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I did not know that. I'll see you then.
Yep.
Maybe you guys can work out your schedules later.
Good
The
planning.
last
That's in 2 days.
four-
No, I feel like we should do this right now. Should we do this on the podcast?
On the podcast.
cut that.
Well, I got to make it a surprise. You know, that way I have some bourbon left.
That's true.
Every video call from now on is going to have Pascal's 4 bottles of bourbon lined up in front of me. Just
Proof of life. I need proof of life.
I do. Like, yeah.
So last place we went to was Green River, and we really just popped in there pretty quick. But first of all, it was brand new.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Tell
I
it just
didn't even
just-
know it was there.
Yeah. And I'll just share. Lambert and I, we both bought, and Sywell, all three of
And
us bought
Sywell.
the little 375 like distillery release. I think it's like the toasted double oak.
Toasted. Yep.
And
It's their
then-
oldest release.
Is it really? Yeah. I mean,
Yes, it is. It's their oldest age shade release. And it's
the guy was
toasted.
like, yeah, we still got some left. And again, because I also like gimmicks and Glencairns, they had a bright ass Kelly Green Glencairn that I had to get as well. So that was pretty
And
cool.
we all got one of those too.
I was just saying I got one of those too.
And we also popped into Bardstown because Andrew had to get a backup of the pineapple.
Yep.
the store
A
itself. right?
backup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
got
got two. You got two.
Pascal. If John drinks all of yours, you can have my second one.
No. Like, look, you can drink all the pineapple you want. John, can you show us?
I'm shipping it to you. I'm shipping it to you.
Okay, the only proof of life I need is the Dark Rye. Can you show us that right now? Like,
Yeah,
that's the only one I care about.
Just hold. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
The only one I care about. Like, you can drink all the pineapple, all the barrel proof.
Did you
You
get
can
two of
have
those?
The Dark Rye. The Dark Rye. That's the
Did
only.
you because you got a couple bottles of Jim Beam. Did you get two of those?
No. I got the 10-year, and then I got the Dark Rye.
Oh, the Basil Hayden's 10-year.
The Basil Hayden 10-year and the Basil
okay, I
Hayden
got
Dark Rye.
Yeah.
I've been
Dark
taking a
Rye
lot
is
of
like-
flack for this, and I'm
Here we
I'm
go.
not gonna say it's unwarranted, but here. Okay, so unopened pineapple.
I don't care about that one.
We're
Like,
going in
Dark Rye.
fucking order.
Fucking-
Unopened Peerless bourbon. This is yours.
no, the Dark Rye, motherfucker.
No, this is yours.
That's yours too. It's signed.
I got it. Yes. I'm glad it's signed.
Here's the you bought two. Here's the Basil Hayden 10.
Dude, the other one.
What other one? This is the last one.
There's the Dark Rye.
Thank
Uncorked.
you.
What?
Thank you. That's the one I care about.
Okay, well, stop. I mean, like, that's enough.
Yeah,
No, come on. I'm not blaming you of anything.
not
How
yet.
could you blame
You know
me?
I love you.
Showed all of your unopened bottles.
This will be a reel on Instagram later on. This discourse. So all right, let's do the overall thoughts. And thanks everyone for still listening. We've been really getting into
Ranting.
deeply into all these places. Well, it was a really cool trip. We did a ton of really cool stuff. And
We
so
did do a lot of cool stuff.
sharing our experiences, so maybe someone can replicate it. All right, overall thoughts. So here are the questions I'm going to ask everyone. Best experience, best tasting, best shop, and then also I think it'd be fun to just maybe share your favorite purchase. Like, what's the bottle that you're like, yeah, that was kind of cool. I got to purchase that, right? So again, favorite experience, best tasting, best shop, and then favorite purchase. Sound good? All right, let's do best experience first. So We're going to start with randomly Sywell.
Best experience. Uh, Not related to any of the tours we went on. Best experience was Kegel giving me shit because my steak came out late, and then him losing credit card roulette. Best experience of the entire trip.
Oscar style, bitches. Oscar style. They ran
Amazing.
out of asparagus.
I don't know what happened to my video, but yes, I appreciate it.
Oh, and then the epilogue to that is that when I lost credit card roulette, Kegel wasn't there, so I didn't have to buy him anything.
I
that-
deserved it. I definitely did.
All right, Kegel, you go next. What was your favorite experience?
Besides losing credit card roulette on the first night when I was the one pushing for it, which I think was pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was epic. That was epic.
That was epic. I would say best overall experience. The first night when we were there, we're at the Trail Hotel, we're in the speakeasy and we're having cocktails. Like I had just a blast getting to reconnect with everybody. And we're sitting there, we're relaxing. Pascal gets a mezcal drink. It has a sip of a mezcal drink. His bitches about it for 3 hours.
And he still tasted it the next day.
And we're like, trying to be cordial. We're like, everyone's trying to figure each other out. And then John Smith says, I once bought my wife a giant bong for her birthday, and it was a dildo made of ceramic, and I about peed in my pants. I'm sorry if this isn't appropriate for the podcast, but I will never forget that conversation.
That was real though. That was amazing.
I was like, I'm sorry, what the fuck did you say? That's up there.
Yeah. Andrew, why don't you go next?
Best experience, probably getting yelled at from from the downstairs neighbor at the hotel, and then seeing that her husband had pissed himself in the outside couch. That was epic.
This
Yep.
this jumped the shark pretty quick. I didn't expect this to be the conversation, but continue.
And then the Peerless tour. That was
And then Peerless.
talking about just bourbon flavored experiences. Peerless. Yeah.
1A, 1B. Pascal?
Yeah, best experience hands down was the girl whose husband had just pissed himself and passed out. Thought I was the most trustworthy DEA agent, but she did not trust John Lambert.
Oh, she had her finger in my face.
Anything he said was lie. But this DEA agent, I trust him. That was like the best experience ever. Like the whole situation was amazing.
Yeah.
Lambert?
Same. But it was everything that led up to that too. Like kind of like against the ambiance of the trail. Like we had just got off the trail. Like I lay down for 10 minutes, knock on my door. John Smith quickly realized, like John Smith was like sleeping, and then he got up. He was like, Hildebrand needs company, so I guess we're getting up. So then we get up, go to the bar, like espresso martini. I guess that'll wake us up. 3 of those later, and just like that whole night.
From that night was amazing. That night was
like
awesome night.
Hanging out at the bar, eating at the bar, getting the drinks, going outside, and like bringing the bottles and just drinking whatever, and then all the shenanigans that happened afterwards was probably one of the highlights of the trip.
I'm finishing, I think, 2 of your bottles out there.
That's fine. That's what they were there for. They were there to drink.
So that was not at all what I meant by experience. I meant like distillery experience, but I love it. I'm here for it. And I'll just say, I'll echo espresso martinis. When I said to Lambert and John, I said, hey guys, I need you to go drink with me. Otherwise I'm just going to sleep. And God love them. They joined me. We had espresso martinis. Cybele joined us too. And everyone else trickled down there after their naps or slumbers like Kegel. And it turned into a epic night. And that was amazing.
I slept like a baby. I did.
I'm sure sounds like you did. Now, the next question is best tour / experience / tasting. So like distillery specific. And I'll just start and I'll just say mine was Bardstown doing the thieving. I do think I would have been cool if we would have been able to thieve things, but also we would have been heavy pours and that probably wouldn't have been good on their part. But I just thought that was so unique that I was really happy to be able to do that. And because I've done the other ones before, I knew what to expect. But that was pretty awesome for me. Let's go reverse order. So Lambert, you go next.
I would echo that. I thought that was really cool. Probably the best like tasting was probably Peerless again, just because we like all their stuff. Unfortunately, we weren't able to try everything like we like we were able to the previous trip, but everything was great. Like the single barrels, both of them just knocked our socks off, and that was kind of the hardest decision of the trip of like, do you get the single barrel rye or do you get the single barrel bourbon? But Bardstown, again, the uniqueness of the thieving and the charisma of the tour guide, I think was top notch.
Totally agree. Pascal?
Yeah, I would say Peerless for sure. Number one, honorable mention would be Bardstown because of the tour guide.
Okay. You like the tour guide a lot, really.
No, he was awesome. The tour guide and the tour itself was great. But Peerless was for sure like a must have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kegel.
I also the Barrel Thief. I think what worked out for me really well is I happened to be kind of right in the middle of the group on multiple tours. So I'd go through, you pull the balance out and pour mine, and you'd be like, oh, it ran out. I'd go back in and come back in, and I basically got a double at least twice. So
yeah, that is
positioning. So I recommend if you're going to do it, try to get in the middle of the group because it's going to run out.
Okay.
But I thought just pulling it from the barrel was a pretty unique experience. You're not going to see that a lot of places, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Andrew?
Yeah, I think for me, Peerless was probably my favorite, and then Runner. It's hard to pick between Rabbit Hole and Bardstown. They were both great for different reasons. Both
keep them both. Keep them both. 2 years from now, keep them both.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure.
So I will.
Favorite tour was still Peerless, even though the guy had the small penis problem. Favorite experience was definitely the thieving. That was really that was neat, great, charismatic tour guide, and just something that I've never even thought to do. So I thought that was really cool.
Awesome. All right, so best shop, and I feel like I don't want to like steal anyone's thunder, but I feel like we've already mentioned Buffalo Trace. I think that's kind of like usually the consensus. Like it's like the Disney World. It's like the Walmart of shopping experiences. So maybe pick one that's not Buffalo Trace, if that makes sense. So Pascal, you go first.
Yeah, Jim Beam, because they got him. Yeah.
I think we could have guessed that. Kegel, you're holding up the bottles. What was your favorite?
Look at thank you, Justin.
I'm gonna go with the gift shop at the Trail Hotel where I spent $180 on a Johnny O vest.
Yeah, I think that's
because I was drunk and I was like, that seems fine. Although I've gotten multiple compliments on it already. That's my number one.
Justify it.
And it's like Cywell mentioned this earlier. You didn't feel comfortable in Bardstown. Like those are my people. The backlit, like the glass, like come on.
Oh no! Listen,
how the times changed.
We're walking into Bardstown. Is like these aren't my people. They're all tech bro, blah blah. Like, oh,
yeah. Where's my puffy vest? I'm gonna fit right in.
Andrew, what was your favorite shop?
Aside from Buffalo Trace, I think Peerless, just because Corky was out signing bottles. That's the only place where the owner was out, like accessible, kind of out to the, with the folks buying things, with the guides, everything like that. So I think to me that made it right there.
Yeah, and I'll just go ahead and say mine. I did the same thing, got things signed, and then Lambert got the domino effect. I
started the trend.
The big Peerless barrel top sign.
Yeah, dude,
and then I was like, yeah, I should get one of those. And Cywell was like, yeah, I should get one of those. And Pascal's like, yeah, I should get one of those too. And then
no. I was literally like, wait, he's signing them? Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those.
I thought Pascal got one for me.
Fuck.
This is awkward. It's already hung. You can't see it's on the wall.
It's It's ours now. It's ours.
Cywell, what was your favorite store?
It's going to be Peerless. I'm going to echo Andrew. It's because it's Corky is there. He's consistently there. He likes to chit chat. There's never any sense of, um, when he's sitting there and signing things, that line could be 15 people deep, but he's still going to ask you questions and have a conversation with you. And that kind of level of engagement from an owner, granted, that's their advantage is they're smaller, so their owner has the ability to do that and probably doesn't have a million other things to manage at the same time. But
Yeah.
I really enjoy that place. I like their aesthetic, I like their setup, and I like that Corky is there.
Yep. Lambert, what was yours?
But probably Jim Beam, because I like a lot of their products, and that was that was one of those shops that I could have spent an entirely too much money in and really wanted to limit myself, so I couldn't buy everything that was there. Because again, pretty much everything they had was on the shelf. Like the latest Bookers, the latest Little Book, all the Bakers, all the Basil Haydens, all the Jim Beam, all the Knob Creek, all the everything is always there. So you really had to
We
make the
appreciate
decision. Yep.
We can appreciate that.
That's one of the coolest parts about that store for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Last question of the night. What's your favorite bottle that you purchased? And I'll start. You just saw me run and get it. The Peerless single barrel bourbon whiskey, black walnut and cherry strudel. This was definitely one that when people were tasting it, as has been mentioned before, people were like, holy fuck, that's good.
Right.
And I don't know, just, the cool thing they do about their single barrels that it's basically a lot of them are distillery only releases. And once it's gone, it's gone. And then they do another one or another two the next month or two, however long it takes to sell them. So pretty pumped about that. Lambert, John?
Probably like the one that I'm probably the most excited to open is probably the Green River. Like a lot of their stuff. Unfortunately it's only a 375, so it's a little baby bottle, but like I said, it's their highest age stated stuff. It's a toasted, seems to have been getting some good reviews. That one, and then that little grenade, it intrigues me. That little Elijah Craig grenade intrigues me too.
Yeah, I totally agree. Andrew.
The Peerless one for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to cracking it open. Haven't touched it yet. And then I don't remember the name of it, John, but it's the one we got at Buffalo Trace, the little bottle that was basically like the experiment.
Oh, the Single Oak Project.
Single Oak Project one. I think like just the fact that they ran 16 different experiments with different.
Too many.
What's that?
Too many. Too many experiments. Yeah.
Different levels in the rick house, different whatever. Like I thought that was cool, and this is the one that kind of that sort of won the audience approval. So yeah, I'm excited to try that one.
And what's interesting is that we probably all of us tried that because John bought one of those bottles and it didn't make it home because we finished that on a night where we probably should have not. And so we can stop and enjoy it because none of us remember what that actually tastes like.
When Chuck was like handing out menthols.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I remembered it. It tasted good.
Sure you do. Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Kegel, what's your favorite bottle?
I'm going with a little bit of an unconventional choice here. I'm going to go pineapple Bardstown, like unique, little sweet, little different, got a pineapple back note, like not a typical bourbon. I'm sure that if I had gone to Peerless the way I did last time and come on with the cherry walnut, I would have said that. But as it stands, I think, it's definitely something that's a lot different than everything else I've got today. So it provides a little bit of unique experience, and I'm a big fan of it. So,
I didn't even think about this, but I should have said like, hey, we're supposed to have another person who's touring that we paid for. Go ahead and pour an extra set of tastings for our friend that's left early at Peerless. I should have.
He's right. He's right over there. Yeah.
He's in the bathroom. He'll be back at some point, I'm sure. Yeah. Pascal, I think we already know your favorite bottle, right? It's the
Basil Hayden Dark Rye. Like, John, please
we didn't
show
taste
it.
this anywhere, but you bought
I
it.
am
And love it.
so excited about my Basil Hayden Dark Rye.
I think I saw this in my store down the street though.
I hate you.
No, I'm just kidding. I did not.
last but not least, Cywolf, favorite bottle.
Two answers. One, I'll echo everyone else. The Peerless, absolutely. I was very happy to buy that. But actually, one that I'm excited to open is I think we got this from Rabbit Hole, right? Is the Handy and Schiller Triple Oak Manhattan.
You said we all got
I
that?
think
No,
I
no,
think that's
we
Buffalo
did not
Trace.
I think
all
that's
get
Buffalo
this.
Trace.
No. I'm not saying that we all got it. I'm sorry. I probably misspoke. I'm saying I think I got this from.
I think
Was
it's
that
no,
I
it's
think you got it from Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace? Buffalo Trace. That's what I'm trying to say. I
Okay.
couldn't remember where I got it from, but I really like Manhattan, so I'm actually excited to try that and enjoy that.
I hate vermouth. Hate it.
Don't go
Hate it.
poo-poo on his parade, Pascal, with your no sleeves. Sleeves too.
Well, guys, listen, I told you 30 minutes. Here we are, an hour and 15 minutes later.
It's a
I do
testament
think
to
this
how
was
much we love you, Justin.
I think it's a great episode. I want to thank our special guests, Pascal and Kegel. Thanks for joining us.
Well, you're lucky I'm working from home tomorrow.
Yeah, no kidding. Andrew, frequent guest. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Cywell,
I
producer Justin,
drink a lot.
you the man. And Mr. John Lambert, co-host. Thanks as always.
It's a great trip.
And yeah, thanks everyone for coming to the trip. It was a blast. Shout out to John Smith who couldn't make it, and my dad who also backed out last minute. But we made it work, luckily. So, well, until next time, guys. I think our next episode will probably be honestly tasting some of these bourbons and whiskeys that we purchased. So, look forward to that. So until next
I can't
time,
wait.
Nice.
thanks everybody. Nerd Bites.
Nerd Bites.
Thank you.
That's it.
Nerd
That's
Bites.
it,
Nerd
fellas.
Takes.
Good
Nerd
job.
Bites.
Can we just
Nerd
like level set one thing? Like Bill didn't make it, and with John there, I didn't miss him at all.
We kind of just
At
swapped
all.
them out. We just swapped
At
them
all.
out.
I mean, and I love Bill, and he was super fun, but
Yeah.
I think John Smith's the new guy. Like,
I
tell
agree.
Billy like he's
No,
out.
I would have
No,
traded all of you for John Smith. Like he was awesome.
I would just hang out with.
I invited him to my house next week.
Yeah.
I'll
All
say
of
I
you.
can tell my dad that, but honestly, I can tell any of you clowns that. So like, it's
Yeah,
John,
love you guys.
John is MVP.
Love
of the
you guys, but
Yeah, but you're out. John Smith's in.
Yeah.
You too, John Lambert. You're out too. No
Yeah,
offense.
all right. I'm out. He's in.
yeah,
All right,
he's
cool.
in available and you're
the
not.
Expendables.
All right. Hold on.
Good job, Justin.
I got a thing I wrote down here.
No joke.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Don't fuck it up.
All right.